Hey, welcome back to Piece of Chaos. My guest this week is here for his 7th appearance on the Piece of Chaos podcast. So he basically needs no introduction if you're a longtime fan. This is one of my favorite comics. Just a really good dude, Blake Wexler. We talked about all kinds of stuff. We usually get pretty silly. He has recently moved to New York, so we talked about that. We talked about the Mets. We talked about the Phillies. We talked about the Eagles. We talked about all kinds of fun stuff. He's a good dude to listen to. He's very funny. He's got dates coming up in November here in Boston and in December in Philly. He's headlining at Helium, so if you're in the Philadelphia area and you want to go see a really silly, hysterical comic, go down to Helium. It's also one of the best comedy clubs in the country, so if you're in the Philly area, please go check him out. Otherwise, watch his video, his hour special called Daddy Longlegs on YouTube, and buy his records on iTunes. He has a couple of them, and they're all great. You'll, if this is your first time hearing Blake, I'd say go back and listen to some of the other episodes as well with Blake. He's awesome. So we had a really good time, and it was a great chance to catch up with my good buddy, Blake Wexler. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm in Jersey City. I'm nice. In a tracksuit. I have great news. I'm in an Adidas tracksuit, and yeah, man, I've loved it so far. It's been good.
How's your place? Like, what kind of place did you get?
Place is great. So we ended up, it's going to financially ruin me and is in the process of doing so, literally. But we ended up getting it's like a little house, and we have like the top floor. So we have like 3 bedrooms because both my wife and I will work from home. So we tried one office, and she's doing serious writing things, and I'm acting like a jackass and doing silly voices, like for no money. That is not entirely true, but like it's so yeah, it was a thing of like having to coordinate where she's like a writer. She writes for like Huffington Post and like health.com and all these great outlets. So
you might be a distraction.
I was a distraction where she's having serious health conversations, and I'm like, doing like Robert Durst impressions.
Nice. Just trying to stay contemporary with Robert Durst impressions.
Yes. I've always been known for having my finger on the pulse of pop culture, and Robert Durst is very in right now and has been dead for almost a year. But the place is great, and we're in, we were trying to like figure out what neighborhood to move to. Yeah. And it's funny. I'm sure like this isn't a conversation we've really had, but like it's when you do stand up, your peers and your friends, age rarely has too much to do with it, because it's one of those rare things where like careers, hobbies, however you do it, where you're hanging out with people where it's not that weird if there's someone 20 years younger or older than you on either side there. You know?
Right.
Where it's like, oh, I'll go do a show, and it's like, here's a 21-year-old, here's a guy in his mid 60s, So when I was trying to figure out where to move, most comics I know live in like Bushwick in Brooklyn or Bed-Stuy and stuff, but they also aren't married. They don't have a dog. They don't want to have a life out, or maybe they do want to have a life outside of it. But like so Jersey City was a really cool option where I didn't know much about it, but one of my best friends lives here and like gave us this funny like walking tour one day of the whole area. And it's like, oh shit, I can be at the World Trade Center in 10 minutes, and
it's close.
It's really close. Yeah. I went to the Stand last night, one of the comedy clubs here, and it took me like less than a half an hour, which is kind of great. So, and you have everything here. Like we don't even need to go into the city. really, where if we want to go get a good, nice dinner or, take out or go get some drinks, like we have all that here, which is cool.
Nice.
So I've been a big fan of it so far. Yeah.
That's cool. It's a couple of months now, right?
One almost, exactly 1 month.
Oh, right on.
So, and it's been good. The stand-up's been fun. There's, so many people we know. A lot of people left LA and moved here.
Yeah.
A lot of my Philly friends have moved here. People I knew in Boston. So, and people come through. It's just like LA, where people just come through, where they're like, "Oh, I'm out here for some bullshit," and then you see them, and then it's great.
So then you were fairly plugged in, getting there. Like you didn't have to adjust too much, I'd imagine. But I mean, like, what's the pace of getting in at, like the Cellar and those kind of places that are like the spots you want to get into there?
Like incredibly competitive. So like that's the thing. And it's not as clear so that's like the goal of, because we could have moved to not the suburb, but like more suburban, wherever, like probably like North Jersey, like would be more affordable. But for the first year, I want it to be close to spots so I could break into the clubs. And, like I'm fortunate enough where pretty much any like quote unquote alternative show I can do. Yeah. And so often those lineups are as impressive, if not more, than the comedy clubs. But the comedy clubs are, that's where the people are, like that's where you get that repetition that you want. And reputation, I guess I kind of stumbled into a word that I'm going to justify just because I said it.
Perfect.
But it's it is so the clubs are where I want to be, and it's with the alternative rooms, it's like, oh, okay, all I need is like, oh, there's my buddy, he performs there, recommend me, I can get on the show. And then with the clubs, it's more of, oh, who do I ask to help me get an audition? And then I think once I get an audition, I would imagine I've been lucky with those where I know how to do stand up. So it's like, I will be the best me that I am. And then if it's for you, great. And if it's, and I think it would be for a lot of these places. So,
so they have the same kind of system, like you get passed basically by the booker at the Cellar and stuff. Same deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like the Comedy Store, where now the Cellar also has a bunch of rooms in the same. It's not in the same building, but
there's two like around the block, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. That's fun. Yeah, I went there. God, I don't know when it was. It must have been before COVID, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was in New York and I just took like a walk, and I went to go to the Cellar and found that there was another one. And then when I went to the actual one, it was like closed down out front because it had to be before COVID because Pete Holmes was shooting Crashing.
Oh, interesting.
And Bill Burr was outside like getting ready to do his scene and like shooting the shit. It was really funny. But
that's cool.
Yeah, there's that one around the corner, and there's something else right near there. So you could theoretically do like 3 spots within 2 blocks of each other or something like that.
There's a ton. Like, and that's the appeal where I've never been someone who needs to do 45 comedy sets in one night. I think, but it is when it's like, okay, I'm going to go out and do shows tonight. It would be great to be like, here's one spot at 7:30. Then I have another one like that's like a 10-minute walk at 8:30, and then you're like 8 o'clock, 8:15. So
especially if you're doing new stuff, it's good to knock it out in one night. I've only done that a few handful of times where you have like more than one chance to do the same set very close in the same night, and it's so vastly different. To just not like 2 in a row is really awesome. Just because you can immediately correct, like you can immediately fix. I really like that editing process of like going from one to the next and being like, all right, let's see if this works. Even if it's just like changing a word, being like, I want to try with this thing and see what happens.
It is. Yeah, no, you're right. It's cool. And And the other, I mean, this is why stand-up's so fucking cool, is that it's, if you're looking at it as if it's an experiment, the whole experiment can be tainted if the next crowd, if the control isn't the same. So it's like, oh, this worked on the first show. It's kind of diagnosing it where, oh, did it work because it works in a vacuum? Did it work because I followed a joke that I had just done that had done really well? Did it work because this person said something earlier and like this is like reminded them? And then it can be the opposite too, where it can be like, oh, did this bomb because this audience, it's now the late show and they're drunker or they're more tired. So there's so many variables, and generally I can diagnose them before and either just be like, there's no point in doing this bit because I'm not going to learn anything about it. But then the fun part is afterwards. Well, the fun talking about it now, it's really annoying at the time where it's like, how did I fuck that up? Like, I know that I've been doing this for so long. How did I not see that this is how it was going to go down? Yeah.
Is Todd there now? Where's Todd? Is he still...
No, Todd's in Philly. Or sorry, LA. Sorry, the Philly of the West. Todd's still in LA. He was just in Philly. I'm bummed I missed him in early October. Doing I think he did like 5 or 6 shows.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he seems like he's doing great. Yeah,
nice.
I have to give him a call.
And who else did I see recently? Well, I guess Joe DeRosa's there now too, right? Because he's got a sandwich shop and everything.
Joe is in New York. Well, Joe is actually, Joe's a hard man to track down. So Joe is, and one of my friends, and I don't know where he is. So like I know he has a place, I think, he talks about this in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Do you know where Phoenixville is?
Yeah, very well.
And he has a place there. And then
that's so funny.
Think he might be in Austin sometimes and maybe New York. So I don't know what he's doing. It's probably not smart, whatever it is.
It's nice to have 3 homes. I know, sandwiches must be killing it.
It really is. It really is. He had a funny line where he goes, I went into the one industry more volatile and less lucrative than stand-up comedy, the restaurant business.
Yeah. Oh my God. God, I wanted to ask you so many things. Let me
please.
think.
I love this. I'm excited to see you.
So I guess start with your special that is, and I know I told you last time, is amazing, but
thank you.
I know it really did well. Like it's still going, right? Like it's still doing well for you, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'm really proud of it. It's one of these things where it's interesting. It's like, what does it mean? And like at the very least, what it means, the success of it is it's very good. I'm very proud of it. I put a ton of work into it. And most importantly, I can prove how good I am at stand-up. So it's kind of a similar thing that I was referencing with the audition, where it's or auditioning for a club, where I believe I'm very good at this. There's a lot of things I suck at. This, I'm very good at it. Yeah. And I can prove it. Let me prove it to you, I think, is the biggest thing, because I think before it would be, oh, I didn't have good videos of myself.
Right.
No one wants to just take your word for it. It's like, oh, I'm really funny. It's like, well, we're not going to just give you money because you say that. Like, show us that you're funny. And that was something that was really frustrating for me for a while. And I honestly probably, I definitely wasn't as good as I am now. So I think it might be a good thing too, where I wasn't that great and they didn't have to see it, where now I can show, hey, here's me doing this at a very high level for an hour. And if this doesn't do it for you, then it's like, okay, cool. Then that's the end of this conversation, because there's nothing else I can really do to show you,
So are you building towards another one, and are you going to do it with them? Like, is that your pace at this point? Like, that's what you're trying to do?
I am building towards another one, and I have no plan whatsoever of how that will be produced or take shape. So I have, and it's more of like, I want to shoot, or I want to have new stuff where like that was kind of my whole career in one. hour. And then most of it was within the past couple years, but there was still some shit that I wrote where like I wasn't married yet. You know, I was drinking at an alarming rate. There's just all this stuff that, you know, I've like, I'm now, okay, like what is this part of my life? Like a 35-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
And then I also want to write new stuff. Like it's funny where when you're on stage, you can kind of, when you do new material, it can do better than actually better material that you've been doing for a while. Cause you're clearly excited.
You're psyched about it. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I think I'm about a half an hour in, like I have a half an hour done. And then it's just fun. It's been really fun writing this new shit and seeing, oh wow, this is stuff. Like I guess when I can do it in a 10-minute set, that's really exciting because so much of my new stuff is often very long and stories, which is tough. When you're in New York where the sets are so quick. I'm like, all right, well, here's a 9-minute story. And it's like, well, if they don't like it, there's no pivoting really,
right.
You know, like there's
Is that
jokes
it? Like the sets are short, 10 minutes?
Yeah, in general. Yes, actually, yeah. I was going to see if I should amend that, but yeah, generally it would be and like 10 to 15 at most. Like, so if you're doing the Stand one night or something, or the Cellar, it's like, it's just like the Improv, you know, where everyone's going to do 15 minutes because there's so many good people that you don't want to, there's not enough time for one person to like monopolize the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are you thinking? Cause like, how are you feeling so far audiences wise, Philly to New York?
It's the only difference is that there are like more hip audiences in that. Or let me say they're more jaded. Some people are more jaded because they have so much at their fingertips, I guess, and that's a thing in parts of LA where you know it's like, well, I was a background worker in Grey's Anatomy, so I don't need to pay attention to these jokes,
right?
But it's but all joking aside, when you can go to the Comedy Store and see 10 of the best comedians in the world perform. And then it's like, okay, now, and you can do that whenever the fuck you want. You can do that 7 days a week. And it's the same thing with here where people are very exposed to, there's no magic to it, I guess, in front of some audiences.
Yeah, right.
But it is also way less so than LA, where actually to continue that point. So in Philly, like there will be crowds at an open mic because it's like, oh, we're going to go see comedy at this open mic.
Got it.
Where here or LA, it's like, why would I go watch an open mic when I can see a free show,
a real show,
all these people from TV are on it? Like I don't even have to pay any more money, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, the crowds in general, that being said, so there is a small amount of that, but in general, it's actually just like business people. It's just people with normal jobs, you know? You don't need to, I think in LA, it's way more pronounced because the entertainment industry used to be there. And then it
did. Those are the days.
It used to be there. Those were the days so long, 6 years ago. And 6 months ago, the entertainment industry was there. And then that's obviously a serious problem. And but yeah, with New York, it's like, oh, just inherently, there's such a mix of people who they're still into it. So yeah, I really like the crowds, and it depends. Like sometimes you'll get in front of a crowd of like the old school, like New York guy, you know, like blue collar, you know, like fucking union guy, and that's fun. And then you go to Brooklyn, and it's like the most progressive liberal audience you'll ever be in front of your entire life, and that's fun. And yeah, it's all fun. It's
I think the
cool.
walking city is a big difference. You know,
yes.
Like the ability to walk to those clubs, and the fact that, I don't know, rough guess, 6 million people live within 2 blocks of every comedy club.
Right.
You know, like
That's
it gives
so
them,
funny.
you know, versus like LA, if you're going to go out, you're driving. You know, nobody lives near the Comedy Store, basically. Nobody lives near any of those clubs. You got to go.
Right,
so like, you could be like, oh, you know what? We could go to a comedy show tonight. It's got to be a little bit more prevalent, I would think. Like, I don't know about you, but I always met people when I did club shows where it was always their first time going to a comedy club. Like a lot of people like, oh, this is my first time, and it's just like, oh, wow. Even at some bar shows. But I would think like if you live within a few blocks of the Comedy Cellar, you go to the Comedy Cellar fairly often, I would think, if you like comedy. You know what I mean? It's not a fluke.
That's a really good point. It's
Maybe.
like a movie. It's like if you live near a movie theater. It's like, all right, what's showing? Dave Attell is showing tonight. So we'll go to that. And also there's 8 other great movies playing for quick minutes. But no, that is a good point. Yeah, I think you have to be very intentional if it's a driving city. Do
you have to drive in, or do you take public transit to get in?
No, I won't. City? I won't mix with the common. Thank you for asking. No, so I do. It's funny. So I do have
your
car,
limo drops you off down there.
Yeah, when my limo driver has been a real fucking. He's been late recently, but no, I will. So it's fun. I have a car here, but it is just easier to take the subway. And so actually it's funny. Sunday night I had a show in Brooklyn, and I'm like, it's Sunday night. I should drive. It's going to take me like 40 minutes to get there, drive. It's going to take like 50 on the subway. So that's as far as a subway ride is the most amount of time. But there's going from Brooklyn to Brooklyn where it can take you 45, 50 minutes to get to a show. So it's a very odd, that's been an interesting thing, is that as the crow flies or whatever is not a thing, because to go from like Williamsburg in Brooklyn to whatever, like another part, sometimes you can't straight line. It would be like, 15, 20 minutes.
If you could fly, it'd be really easy to get everywhere.
It would be so easy, but it's like, you need to take the subway up into Manhattan and then like come down. So
got it.
It's like weird routes, but
I
fucked up the other night and I drove, and it said it was going to be 40 minutes. It took me an hour, 20 minutes to get to the show. And it was like the mental exercises of, you're going to so here, you're late. And then if you're furious when you show up, you're also going to have a bad set. So I had to like keep bringing down the rage of like, you fucking idiot. You knew not to, like, who drives in New York? Who does that?
Somebody who's lived there less than a month.
I know. Yeah. So
never
like,
but I'll just drive.
But the subway is great though for stand up, because like I enjoyed this in when I lived in Boston too, where you get to just think about your set for the whole commute. And you don't have to think about like driving or parking and stuff. Like,
that's true. It's like a train ride. It's literally a train ride. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Did you have any exposure to the recent Mets situation? We'll call it the Mets situation in there when they did what they did to our Phillies,
to our boys. They massacred our boys. I didn't have a good feeling about any of it. So like I went to that final series, not in the playoffs, but the final regular season series against the Mets. And it was like, I didn't go back to Philly for any of the games. It was just like one of those things where the past 2 years, so I went to the NLCS last year and I went to the World Series the year before that. And I'm like, okay, and I luckily went to great games both times. And I'm like, I'm not going to hemorrhage all this money to go into enemy territory and watch them lose too. Because even if no one fucks with you, which most fans are cool, you're still watching everyone be happy at something that's making you sad, and it's just not fun.
I can't do it. I can't. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like. Not only is going to games at Dodger Stadium a nightmare to begin with, but I don't like being a visitor in that stadium. Like, I'll go to a non-denominational game. Like, I'll go watch the Dodgers play somebody I don't care about.
Yeah, it's great.
If somebody else is paying and driving, and I don't have to think about it. But I've been there too many times as a Phillies fan, watching the Phillies and the Phillies win. I was there when Matt Stairs hit that ball out of the stadium.
That's awesome.
It was the worst thing ever because it was the playoffs, and I was one of 12 other Phillies fans in the building. And you're just like, yay. And everybody just wants to kill you. And then I had to walk all the way to the car. And anyway, I don't like being an outside fan. So I couldn't imagine being there in New York with the fucking Mets and losing. And I can't wrap my head around how the Phillies allowed that to happen either. Like it was
so annoying.
It was disgraceful, actually.
It was a disgrace. It was.
And it's funny. I had my theory on it, which I thought, and I still think, my baseball information, my baseball acuity, whatever, is outdated a little bit. Like the game has moved on from when I played it at a high level. But funny enough, I saw an article today that both Trey Turner and there was two of them. It was Trey Turner and Stott, basically, are supposedly in conversations about the way they approach hitting and taking on hitting more along what Schwarber did this year, which increased his batting average by 50 points, which is pretty impressive.
That's incredible.
Because that was the biggest thing I watched happen, is like the collapse of being able to make contact with the baseball in batters 5 through 9 for an entire series against the Mets. Yeah. Like it was disgusting, like really disgusting. And that is coaching and like attitude, not skill, right? Because obviously
they're highly skilled. They're all so skilled. Yeah.
That's why I get so pissed. I'm like, look, fuckers, I know you know how to hit a baseball. You're choosing to not hit whatever they throw at you and allowing them to win, because the pitchers are good too. So they're like, oh, this idiot swings at outside low
at everything,
breaking balls all the time. So I'm just going to keep throwing them. So you stand there with your bat on your shoulder and don't swing until they throw you a pitch like in the middle.
It's patience. It's so annoying.
It was killing me. Like, so that was very
funny.
frustrating.
Castellanos, who's the worst one at that, was by far our best hitter, and then everybody else went to shit. So it was the same thing last year and the whole season. It's just wait.
But the step down, but the step down getting worse each year is very frustrating. Losing the World Series, losing the Championship Series, losing the division. It's like, dude, you're regressing like crazy, and everybody's just getting older.
With a better team too. Like that was the team. Like the pitching. It was Strom shit the bed, Hoffman shit the bed. Yeah, it was so.
Yeah, it really sucked.
It sucked,
but I don't know.
It is an interesting
Mets.
idea.
I just wish it wasn't the Mets.
Anyone but the Mets. I mean, it is good that they got this shit kicked out of them in the next round, but really good. That was really good. But it is interesting, like the idea of going to an away stadium. I think that's such a thing that you just as a sports fan are programmed to think, I go to the game, I do whatever to watch the game, or they're in my hometown, I will go to the game.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, so I'm going to pay hundreds of dollars to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
At best. So I'm going to have to suppress happiness.
Yeah.
So that's the best case scenario. I have to suppress happiness.
Yeah.
And that's not good. And though it is different going to say like an Eagles-Rams game at SoFi where there's so many Eagles fans, but at the same time, I still won't wear like a green, this is so silly, like the thought that goes into it, but I'll wear like a black Eagles shirt or something. So I think my whole thing is
that you blend a little.
Yeah, like if I don't want to have something coming from behind me is the main thing. So if I'm like wearing a Jalen Hurts jersey, like someone could hit me with something behind me. But if I'm wearing like Eagles on the front, it's like, oh, okay, like at least I can see the bottle coming at my head is my,
very
is
clever.
my whole theory. Thank you. You're welcome to have that. Your listeners.
I like that.
Anyone.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to the Eagles game in November out here.
That's awesome.
Again. And you know, LA for football is very different than anywhere else for football. Like it'll be 60-40 Eagles fans at that game, especially. I don't know what the Rams record is right now. I have no idea, but they're trading Cooper Kupp, so they're probably not very good.
It's probably not going well.
So, you know, that one is not too bad. And it's like Eagles Nation. Eagles fans travel well, so you can actually find a pack, you know, and people have your back a little bit. And nobody gives a shit about football here for whatever strange reason.
Yeah.
So that one is not too bad. I still don't like it though. Like I still don't like it. And as if parking couldn't get worse than Dodger Stadium, SoFi has managed to pull it off.
It's crazy.
They are really bad at it. And I don't know what to do. My buddy is like flying out, like 5 or 6 people coming out. And he's like, we got to find a tailgate. And I'm like, you don't imagine what it's like. It's nothing like you're used to, where the whole parking lot is a tailgate. They designate like 6 spots that you can be in, and the rest of it is just mayhem. And you're in the middle of a town that doesn't want you there.
I loved it. That was the one thing I forgot. I loved that little. It reminded me of like, what was it, District 9? You know, with like in South Africa, like the little huts, and then like all the bugs were living in them. It was just like that's my opinion of LA Rams fans. No, you look like you were bitten by a deranged bug, but no, it was like everyone's. I kind of like the craziness of it. You know, it's almost like a wet market or something. It's like insane. And that's where COVID started. It was supposedly. It was in Inglewood. And
they have good pangolin sandwiches, though. By the way,
my God, yeah, the pangolin was fantastic. A medium rare pangolin, but yeah, that was cool. But you're right. If you don't want to be in that concentrated area, it would just be nice. Oh, I just want to like hang with a couple of buddies and like drink out of our trunk or whatever. You know, you don't want to be in the. Like, it's almost as if you have to buy land. Like everyone has a plot, you know, with tents, and it's very odd. Yeah,
it's weird, but it'll be fun. I you know, the Eagles are interesting this year. Last week was what I felt they should sort of look like. But it's still a little. I don't understand why the internal clock of Jalen Hurts doesn't work effectively. Like you're watching the game and you're just like, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. He doesn't get rid of it. Like it's a long time. Like, time must be so slow for him because he's so in the matrix that he's just like, oh no, I'm good. But my God, it was insane. So I don't know. I only can get so invested in sports because it's so frustrating. Like that, this year's baseball season really took it out of me.
Yeah. It's interesting. I like the Eagles. There's just something weird about the Phillies were a massive disappointment, like period. And then with what happened with the Eagles last year of going 1-6, you know, like whatever it was so crazy. And but now to be positive, the Saquon of it all is so fun. Yeah. And what he did to the Giants was so
that was
fun.
Glorious. Yeah.
It was so great. And he seems like such a good dude and is just so good for the team and for like, you know, the Philadelphia, the run the ball, like diehard enthusiasts of like what a godsend he is to them. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. He's ridiculous.
And, dude, I I saw him where I was doing some work with the Eagles in the off season, and I went into their cafeteria to like steal Propel Gatorade waters and cold brew coffee. And I walked in there, and I didn't walk into him because I wouldn't be here speaking to you right now. I'd still be in a hospital. But I like bumped into him in the way that like, oh, like I saw like almost like bumped into him, and I thought it was like Bryce Huff or like a defensive end or defensive tackle, and it was our running back, where he's so wide and strong, and like it was, and I'm not like being like, oh, he's wide and strong for a running back. I'm like, he is
as
strong
a human
for like a defensive end. You know what I mean? It was crazy. And I'm like, God, and then seeing him, how fast he is, it's been really, really fun. And then doing that against this old team is sick.
Do you get to keep doing that gig? Like, will you keep doing that next year, you think? Like, what's that like?
I hope so. One thing it's not unlike entertainment in general, but it's interesting because you can see actually the inner workings and predict where it's like, so if I was doing a hosting gig, the gig would be, oh, is Blake funny? Is the show good? Are people watching it? Does that mean like that's kind of it?
Yeah.
Where here is Blake funny? Is the show good? And do people, but it's also not the show has nothing to do with this analogy is getting away from me. So football's the thing.
We'll edit that out.
Football's the thing. Okay. People are there to watch football, and they want to watch. If I'm doing something, it's because they're getting more access to the football players, you know?
Yeah.
So, if the football's going well, who gives it? I could be the greatest host of a show in the entire world. I would rather watch, highlights. You know what I mean? If we're playing well, I would, or like the players mic'd up and that sort of thing. So and there's only so much content
that makes sense.
These things can put out. So, and then if they suck, then no one wants to be being like, ho, 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 here's something funny. And they're like, he sucks, fire Sirianni, fire Hurts, kill them all. Like it's an interesting tone that they have to strike, because it's not the main thing. So I'm not saying that like they brought any of that up. It's like a thing with me where, and also it's the players who I'll like host this game show with, they're not actors. They're being paid to do it. And they're not even being paid to do something remotely similar. Like it's a completely different job. It's like if I was doing stand up and they're like, hey, like, would you actually mind being an undertaker and like bury this body over here? It's like, I don't know how to do that, but I guess I can try.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. See, I think it would be good. Like if you do have the contacts to do it, I think it'd be fun to like, in some instances, like I'd rather have you on the sideline or in the booth. You know what I mean? Like, just mostly because when they get like a lot of the games they get, it depends if it's like a national game or whatever, but I watch them on the YouTube TV, and some of the broadcasting teams are just not great.
Brutal.
And I want a Homer version. You know what I mean? Like I want that choice. So like I can't just tune in. I guess I could, but it's not synced up. Like I can't listen to Merle and Mike, which is what I want to listen to. Yeah. You know what I mean? For the game. But you end up with, just whoever they throw at it. And I just hate it.
It sucks. It sucks. And even if you didn't have a rooting, it's like there are... And again, these people went through so many hoops to get to this point. So this is so insulting what I'm about to say, but they're not even the A team often.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so you have the third or fourth tier, which again, these people did high school games, like regional horse shit, and then finally moved up. So they have like one of 30 jobs in the world that exist like this. So it's like, holy shit, what an accomplishment. And also they're not very good at it. So what does it say about this career that they're still not good at? So, and I would much rather listen to homers, and I really wish the syncing up of it is the issue, because I think now more than ever, the reason why people watch live sports is because it's the immediacy of it, and it's not predictable. So if you had to pause it even for like a minute to sync up with, another broadcast, it's like, all right, I would rather not have, because then you can't check your phone, because then your friends might text you like, what the fuck? And you're like, oh God, what is that about? So
here's the show.
Tricky.
Here's the show that would be fun.
Yes.
You're not on the sidelines with the players. Mm-hmm. You're like out in the crowd during the game with the insane fans.
I like that.
That would be kind of fun. Like, because they are definitely worthy of being made fun of in a way that they don't realize they're being made fun of, especially if it's like a late Sunday night game and they've been there since 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
Like, so hammered.
Yeah.
The first half is just mayhem in the stands. And so I think that might be kind of fun. Like Blake's takes on those people, because they're your people.
Yeah, of course.
But they're also ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like in so many, like maybe just do the rounds in the parking lot. I don't know, something like that kind of access through the Eagles would be pretty fun. Anyway, not pitching you a new show. That. I'm just like, I hope you stay involved, because I know it was fun for you. And
well, that's you. Like, you are the impetus of it. Where like whenever people ask me like, how the hell did that happen? I am like, oh, my friend Matt in like 2019 or 2018, maybe, you found like that article that said the Eagles are trying to get into like food content and comedy. And then the executive in charge was like mentioned in the interview. And then this has never worked ever for anyone. And it's never worked for me except this one time. But I'm like, okay, here's that person. Let me see if I know anyone who knows this person.
Yeah.
And then like reached out to a couple people, and then like my future brother-in-law knew someone who knew someone. And then I sent like a cold email, which again, never have ever had a cold email responded to. And in comedy with people who know me, I've never had one responded to. And then much less someone like, they like gave me a shot, and I created like this one podcast episode on spec, which I interviewed you and your wife for. And I don't know what will ever happen to that, but it helped me. They're like, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing. Yeah. And then that helped me get things down the line.
That's so fun. Yeah.
It's crazy.
The show was fun because I liked seeing the players in that context. Like you were saying, they were obviously like busy doing other things.
Yes.
Like, and they're like, all right, whatever. And they probably got there not wanting to do it at all. And most of the times were like, oh, that was kind of silly. Okay, fine. It was fun. You know what I mean? Like fucking with each other. The Sirianni one was hysterical because
he was so funny. And Howie was so funny.
Yeah. It was good.
You have such good instincts where that's exactly how it would happen, is that I was the one thing, not Sirianni and like Roseman, because they had stuff like, more stuff to do, but with the players, I was the one thing in between them going home for the day after they've been practicing all day. And I asked, we made a point to be like, hey, like when you bring them in, because they don't know who the hell I am, I was like, tell them that I'm a host or a comedian. Don't say, because once they found out that I wasn't an interviewer, they had a lot of fun where there's no like got you like, anything. It's just there is a clown in there. He loves you. There's a clown who loves you and has your clothes, has your name on his clothes, and he's very excited. So go beat him, and they ended up having fun. They all had like great personalities too. Yeah. Like Lane Johnson's so funny. Cam, Jurgens is very fun. Like they all had great. Obviously, like the PR team picked players that they thought would be good on it, but like Jalen Carter, I had known reputations of the other guys, but I didn't know he's so young, and I mean they're all young, but he had always seemed, I hadn't seen any interviews with him, and he was like a really sweet guy, kid, like had a great sense of humor. It was really cool. And also, I'm the smallest thing in the world next to these people, where it's like it's crazy.
Did you get pictures with all of them?
I didn't get pictures, but the master shot is so bad because, or like, unflattering for me, because I'm the furthest away from the camera, which makes me look smaller. Even if we were the same size. Like, I look tiny next to the coach and the general manager. And then you have Jordan Davis, who's 6'6", at the time 340 pounds. Like, actually he had lost like a bunch of weight, but still not in the same. It's like, oh, if those are humans, what am I? Because this is not, I'm too small to be that, it's like, those are wolves. I guess I'm a chihuahua, if that's like what we're doing, same species, but not. Yeah.
You didn't get Kelsey though. I think Kelsey would have been so fun on that, you know, like, and to look at the success that he has now off field with the podcast and stuff is just good for him, dude. Like, what a great thing, but it's been fun. I loved his first couple weeks where he forgot his wardrobe and just he's like, whatever, wearing the leisure suit on stage, the green leisure suit and shit.
So good.
Good for him, dude. And now he has a cereal. I'm like, please, like, good, go get it. Like, good for you. He's a legend.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And people are like, oh, he's overexposed. There's too much Kelsey. It's like, who fucking gives a shit? Like, wouldn't you rather have a good guy, like, get these things than, because it's going to be someone, like some idiot's going to have a cereal. Someone has to fill that chair on like Monday Night Football. Someone needs to be the brother of the guy dating Taylor Swift. So it's why not him? Like, it's but really
also
cool.
A bunch of those jackasses started podcasts at the same time, and none of it worked except theirs. Like, there's something to it. Like, they're entertaining. It's fun. Yeah, that's good. I hope they continue to find a way to like get you in there, because I think the voice of a ridiculous over the top fan that's also good at banter is really useful. You know what I mean? Like, you could have worn a different complete head to toe set of Eagles gear every single
and had 8
show
more. Yeah,
and been well, like, that would have been just. That's a good series, actually. Just for each game, what's your ensemble?
What you got on? Yeah. Who are you wearing? Who are you wearing today? Oh, Selleck. You're wearing Brett Selleck, the designer from Cincinnati.
I can let you borrow my Kevin Cobb jersey if it's something you'd be interested in. It's
the fact that you would trust me was such a valuable item. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you.
Oh my God, what a foolish purchase that was.
No, he was the guy.
So Phillies, Eagles covered it. New York. You're going to Boston soon. That's like a hometown, like a return to college town gig, right? Faneuil Hall's pretty big though, isn't it?
It is. So Faneuil Hall is it's fun. Faneuil Hall is like saying, I'm performing at LA Live or something, where it's like, wait, what's the building you're performing in? So, but this space, it's called the White Bull Tavern, and it's a cool room upstairs, like just for comedy. And I think it seats 70, 80.
Oh, okay. 80,
I think. So,
I was picturing it as like a theater venue, Faneuil Hall.
Right. No, that's how I wanted it to come across, but it's not.
Perfect. You did it. You pulled it off. We won't tell anybody.
No need. No need. It is 1/200th the size and of the way it sounds. But it's a great venue. Like, I love performing there. And they stopped doing headliners for a little bit because Boston's just one of these comedy scenes where it's so self-sustaining, where there's so many funny people there. It's like, oh, we could pay Blake to come in, or comedian, whatever. Or we could have, like, for a lot more money than, we could pay 10 or like 8 local comics who are so funny, but you do need to switch it up where, like, you do need people from out of town too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm psyched. It's a cool, I like going back up there. It's interesting when you go back to a board. It's so different, obviously, than when I went to college there. Like I think I graduated there like 14 years ago. So it's some of the things are exactly the same. And then some of the things are, oh, I don't even recognize what this place is.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like Boston. I had to go there a lot over the last couple of years. But I will say, like, also not my favorite. Like, you know what I don't like? I don't like the up and down stairs to walk around town. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
how you have to like go downstairs to stay on the same street. It's very confusing on the walking app. I'm not a fan. Like I like one level.
One level is
and
better.
City blocks. Yeah. Like that's my jam.
It's funny. My least favorite version of that is in San Francisco. I know better now, where it'll be like, oh, this place is just 5 minutes around the corner, and then you turn and it's the steepest. It's like a 90% grade uphill walk, and it's like I can't fucking walk up this. Like I'm gonna be soaked in sweat.
You're on all fours. It's so steep. Like
you're going backwards to switch like your muscle groups so you don't cramp up.
Oh my God. Are you going to tour at all? Or are you staying over there for a little while and just work it out?
Less so. Like I was actually a week or two ago in Minneapolis they have a comedy festival there that my friend Cy Amundsen and I did. We did like a 2-person show there where we wrote out like some bits. So we were on stage together the whole time. We wrote out like some bits, and then we also fill out the rest of the show would tell stories and interrupt one another and like, go off on tangents and then go back into the story. So that was really fun. And then I'm going back to Minneapolis for stand up in April. And then I have Philly December 5th and somewhere. But
nice.
It's in general, I want to stay more in New York because I'm paying to be in New York. Like I need to, like we were talking about at the beginning, get more established here. So I've been fortunate enough where in Philly, I did a lot more road stuff, but now it's like, okay, like it's just being more intentional about goals where I will go and do the road because I need to, but it's going to be a lot more rare and I have to be more intentional about it.
Yeah. You got to make yourself a thing in New York, I guess, at this point, right?
Yeah. By the way, you said something, I wanted to compliment you on this. I was thinking about this. I actually think about this a lot, where years ago you were talking, we were talking about like releasing specials and albums and stuff. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you you don't have to release a whole hour thing. You can release as much as you want of it. And you are so ahead of that where I'm not doing that like personally, but you see so many where it's like, like you were like, just release a joke or just like for bands, just release a song. And you see it's now with music, it's almost the norm of like, hey, we're going to release 5 or 6 songs and then we're going to release an album. And it's kind of what comics are doing with, TikTok and, but you were. I wanted to compliment you on that. You were so far ahead of that and so right. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
I think about that a lot.
It's it's interesting from a music perspective for sure. Comedy probably maybe even more so because it's so ethereal and you're battling the algorithm. And if you release an album and you put everything into this event, you have one day event. If you leak it out slowly, you're just in there all the time. And the perception from an algorithm standpoint, at least on like a TikTok, there is no time associated with it. You find it when you find it. So you just want to stay top of mind a little bit. But whatever they're doing, honestly, whatever they're doing at TikTok, I can't understand at all. Like it makes no fucking sense to me because people I follow aren't showing up anymore. It is, I would say 6 out of 10 is some jackass selling me something.
Yes, 100%.
And I'm like, you're fucking it up. Like the whole point was discovery. And now, it's like, now the point seems to be sales. And no, I've bought shit off TikTok Shop. I'm not
of course.
I'm not immune.
No,
And
Instagram's the same thing. It's like,
But as a source for artists, they're definitely fucking it up. Like I follow a lot of artists, and I see a lot of random jackasses selling me flashlights and whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, this is not like, I didn't need QVC. Like at least QVC, they had production value. These are just random people in their house. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's in my TikTok shop right now. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
This isn't
anymore.
Content.
No.
These are commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I forget who said it. There was a comic the other day I actually saw saying, I want to say it was DeRosa, but I don't think it was. But it was just like, hey, people are getting paid to sell you shit. Like, like, pay attention. Like, this is all just commercials now, and they're gonna fuck it up. Like, the beauty of it was random discovery based on algorithm, which I'm all for, but I don't like the sale thing anymore. And it should be learning that by now, because as soon as I see a sale, I swipe like, no. But that maybe, I don't know, like it seems to be just feeding me more sales. But so this is funny. You'll appreciate this. So I have a bonus daughter who is going to SDSU, and she just started. She just started this year, and I went down there to help her move into college, and I must have, obviously you're there. The word SDSU gets tossed around, and the phone is totally fucking listening, because for like a week and a half after I was there, all of a sudden, all of these SDSU students started showing up in my TikTok feed.
That's so weird.
Oh,
not even
insane.
Like sweatshirts, not even like SDSU, like, yeah.
No, just students like, hey, freshman year students, and talking about the experience of like going to SDSU. And I was just like, something's broken in the algorithm, because it should also realize that I'm a 50-year-old man. And I don't really want to see this content. Yeah. Like it's jarring and uncomfortable. Like,
see, this is why I'm voting for Trump, because you can't have it.
He'll shut that thing right down.
He'll shut it all down. Yeah,
oh my God.
Forget and won't.
Dude, I don't. The politics.
No, we don't even
thing,
have to. It's insane.
I can't wait till it's over. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's so soon.
But I hope that when whatever happens, I don't have to hear about it again. Like, I'm so pissed that it's constant.
Dude, I also moved during it. So I've been getting 55 texts per day that my Pennsylvania ballot is not coming. And I'm like, I don't want it. I can't use it. I don't live there anymore. And it's been such a, it's like, and then there's all these groups where I don't know how niche you can do it. It's like, yes, like left-handed Jews for, for Jill Stein. And it's like, I don't understand how you found each other, how this is a group. It's like crypto boys for, whoever. And it's like, I don't understand why I'm getting all these texts, but yeah, it's maddening. It's disgusting. The whole thing's horrible. Like, yeah, it's, I can't wait. It's just such poison. And then it's going to be bad anyway.
Yeah. So it's regardless of what happens, it's going to be a shit show. Like, that's what I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's very frustrating to watch as a, human with a brain. It's very hard to watch because we didn't ask for this. It was thrust upon us.
I know.
Like, it's one thing to care about what happens to the country and politics and in some sense, but now it's like, this is the only show that's on and you have to watch it. It's like, what's that? Clockwork Orange. Like, we all have our eyes pried open and have to fucking pay attention. It's like, if you're watching really close, what you see is that all of these motherfuckers are full of shit. All of them.
It's nuts.
We have to break this whole thing. Like, it's very, very broken. And I'm just
can we just get one more party? Can we just get a third? Can we get a third? Can we get like Mets? It's like Mets, Phillies, Braves, where it's like, can we just have that? Like, we know the Marlins, we know they'll never get any votes. We know they will never get any votes. can we just have like, all right, the main two are generally going to win, but the other one will come, like the Braves will always be there, but like maybe, the Mets or the Phillies can.
It doesn't even exist.
Really
it strikes me strange. Now, all these guys are going on podcasts and shit now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're warming up to the idea, but even then I can't listen to and watch them all. So it's going to get clipped out. They're going to cut little pieces and they're going to show little pieces of everything, however they want to gear it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was hoping for would have been a shift in the way people actually communicate in the grand scheme, and it hasn't.
It's worse
at all.
It's so much worse. Yeah,
and that's disappointing.
Mm-hmm. No, it's crazy
to say the least. So I just can't wait till it's over. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
and I hope that it doesn't go on for months afterwards. But I think it might. Like
it will, no matter what. It's going to be so close that there's going to be like recounts, and then if she wins, he's going to throw it's like he's going to throw a fit. It's not real. It's not a real election. If she if she loses, he's president. So we have to deal with that. It's like it's crazy. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Part of me thinks that it will. Regardless, even if all that happens, part of me thinks that it won't have a drastic impact anyway, for real, like in real life, and that all of the bluster is overblown. Like maybe he's not Hitler, and maybe she's not, a communist,
Mrs. Hitler.
So like. Maybe it's just going to be the exact same bullshit because I am involved in local politics on a very small level in terms of like school board kind of stuff. And I was on an HOA for a couple of years, like a homeowners association, and that is broken as shit. So the fact that a level above that at the state level or even the town level, then the state level, then the federal level, they can't do fucking anything. So it's all bullshit, but they've forced us to think about it at all times, which is really frustrating.
Yeah,
but
it's horrible. Yeah, it's the worst.
Are you seeing, so you're going out to shows now, like what are people, I would think people are so sick of it that it's just not coming up that much in comedy. Politics used to be a fun little tangent for comics to talk about. I feel like it's not doing that anymore. Like we don't need any more Trump impressions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know I haven't been to a lot of shows lately. So what's out there these days?
I think it's just,
and I know you're not a political comedian most of the time. So
no. But I do, like, it comes up. Like, I think you're right. It's either you're in an echo chamber, like in New York or LA, or like specific rooms where it's like kind of pointless. It's more of like, okay, I know this is going to work. We're on the same page here. Ha 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 ha.
Right.
Like there's no risk to it, I guess. And then when you go outside of New York or LA, I think a lot of comics have that bias. And then they try the stuff that works, like, oh, we're just assuming we're all in the same, political party here, and then that you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
and like I remember, I don't know if it was 10 years ago, like 8-10 years ago, like I did that, and because I had been in LA and I didn't do the road, and I was like, oh wow, like I think a punchline, or like I was doing audience interaction, and I was like, oh, what is this guy voting for Trump? And he goes, yeah, I am, and I was like, oh shit. Oh, right. That exists. Like, what kind of like world have I been living in? And it's fun too, where it's like, because yeah, I am. Oh, okay. Shit. All right. Sorry. But it was like one thing that is cool. And then I don't think this is a thing to be, I don't think this is indicative of the world, because that, like, I think there's danger where I'm telling this story to be like, see, we're less divided than you think. We're not.
No.
And like, no, we're not currently. And, but when I go I'll perform in red states like fairly not frequently, but like a good chunk of my road dates are in red states. Like they'll be in more liberal cities, but I love like going to Cincinnati, for instance, and then like the laugh of, like I'm not like I clearly am a like I vote Democrat, but I'm not like super far left, but like I'm definitely on the left. And it's funny, the audience can realize that, where even if I'm not talking about politics, you can generally kind of guess where someone lies. And then there was a moment where I didn't know the difference between like a like lug nuts or something and like oh no, it was a difference between a tire iron and a crowbar. I didn't know the difference between. And then someone in the front row explained, like this man who was clear, like, mullet, like, like was explaining it to me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm from a blue state. And then like that laugh where like I'm laughing, he's laughing. It's just like one of these things where I think, disagree with each other and like even don't like each other. But I think when it becomes poison is like I want to be able to openly just like it's just like that laugh. It's like, oh, you have to have like oh, laugh, but like fuck you, but like, oh, we are laughing, you know what I mean? Like it just needs to be laughed at, and I think we're just not
that's pretty
close
good.
enough to that.
Oh my god, that's funny. It's interesting. I did a show, the last show I did actually, which maybe is why I am like resistant to doing it anymore on a regular basis. It was
when was this?
This was a few months ago. Brian Brian relaunched Comedy Ahoy.
Oh yeah.
But it's at a it's a fine place. It's fine, but it was in like an area that I just, it was too far for me to go, and it was like a very what I came to realize, a very like conservative crowd. Right. And I think I opened with something like, you guys remember when we were washing groceries there for a minute? Like that we reached peak stupid. Now that works if anybody in the audience was washing their groceries. But this entire room never washed their groceries and thought it was fake.
About?
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, got it.
Right. Like, that's funny. There's no foundation. So
nothing.
Like you thought that there was a shared foundation, and then you found out that there's just a hole in the ground, and you just threw a joke into the hole.
It was, I just ate shit, and I was like, oh my God, this is frustrating. I mean, I've definitely bombed before, but that one was like, it was an especially, what was bad about it is that after the show, I'm standing there with Kim Crawl and John Huck, and we're just talking and packing up, and I opened and hosted. So I got it all out of the way. And all the other comics realized that, tonight we just have to talk about shit, like literally talk about shit, and everybody will laugh. Yeah. But I had like material, to which John Huck was like,
you're bad.
John Huck was like, I walked to the back of the room and he's like, too smart.
It's funny. So, once your first thing fell flat, you just see all the comics take out their notebooks and start crossing things off, and then like write shit,
don't talk about this.
Farts.
Ass, yeah. So
dick. Yeah.
So we're sitting there talking, and this guy comes up who's like hammered, and he's like, oh man, he's like, you guys were so good. You guys were so great. I had so much fun. I would buy tickets to your show. And then he looks at me. He's like, not you though.
Jesus.
I was just like, all right.
Cool. You could have just said nothing.
Just could have just left it there.
God damn it.
Just like, I was like, all right. Sorry,
it's crazy how rude people will be. It's amazing.
It wasn't humbling, because comedy already is humbling. And I, like I knew that not like I'm trying new material.
And that guy's an idiot.
I knew none of it would work almost immediately, but it's just like interesting. And I didn't, because you get used to it at the barroom shows. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of wing it.
There's only so well it can go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I lost everybody when I told them even thought about washing my groceries for a second. So
weirdo. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
What a world.
But yeah, man, it's I do miss it quite a bit, but I also don't. And I think I've been playing so much music that it's taken the place of my artistic pursuit, I guess. You know what I mean?
Because it is one. Yeah. There's only so much you can spread an artistic pursuit across how many mediums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, if that's going great and you're loving that.
And from a time perspective, it's like, I can't do what you're doing. I can't go try to establish myself at a club. Like, it's just too much time. What I can do is go do spots on shows that friends produce and once in a while a club, right? So I look at it as like, well, I'm not going to get anything out of that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, smart.
It's like, I know how to do it. I know how to do stand up. But what am I honing? What am I trying to do with it? To what end is almost like, so if it's a self-serving, like I'm looking for joy, I get more joy out of being at the show and producing a show. If it's, and I would do that again. That's the only thing I think I would do now is like produce again locally so that I can have that 90 minutes every other week of just pure joy and laughing at the other comics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I miss.
People you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like you get to do your own stuff. Yeah.
But it is funny how I will say how also humbling, and this is what I wanted to ask you about, how also humbling it is to like think back and be like, you know what? I can't think of more than like 3 or 4 people who ever asked me to be on a show, right? That I wasn't producing, like, and also, and I get that's just how it is, but also like, I think like it was really easy to book the podcast when I was producing a show. Not so easy anymore.
Right.
Like, so, like, I have less to offer.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just like, damn, like, it's like a cliche a little bit, but it's also like, I should have known. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think like first I booked you on my show, and then also
you're one of the good ones. Yeah,
I know. I'm a lot.
And that was an iconic show, by the way, with the people running in and out and
oh my god,
fight and all that shit. Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah, I forgot that was the one. So yeah, no, it's interesting. It's like Capital. It's not Capital, but like I've seen it too, where it was a lot easier for me to get spots in LA when I could book a show, like when I was also running a show. And here too, even though I've been doing it for so long and like I have some credits and that sort of thing, like it does help. And also I like thanking people, too, where I'm running a show that happens not regularly. It happened every month, and then it was every 2 months. Now it's every 4. I have no idea, but like I'm booking it, and it makes me so miserable and so upset. Like the show upsets me on a level that I'm like, I can't ever do it again. I think what happens is that my memory I keep remembering how much I hate it, and that's why the show keeps happening so more intermittently.
Yeah.
And it's because like for me, like the pressure of, I know it's like to show up and do a bad show, but here's actually the thing. I'm going to take that back because I do bad shows all the time and I do a ton of great shows too, but I'm never like, oh, this show sucks. I'm mad at the person running it. Like that never happens.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't want people to be mad at me. Like my friends, like to be mad at me. Like I'm also paying the comics whether or not I get any money at all, you know? So like, that's the thing too, where I'm like, oh, I don't, but like, it is an opportunity where I'm like, oh, I can thank the people. I can invite my friends to do it who I enjoy being around. It's good. I can invite very funny comics that I like, look up to. That's fun to do. And then also I can thank the people who put me on their shows. Like that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, well, at a certain point, you're miserable.
Yeah.
I've been upset about this show for since I asked to do it. So since they didn't ask me to do it, since I begged to do the show, I've been upset about it. And it's on Saturday, and it's the lineup's unbelievable. Like the lineup's great. I'm hosting. I'm a great host. Like the thing's great.
Yeah.
But it's still like the Yankees are playing, you know, the Dodgers in their first World Series in like however many fucking years. So it's going to be a bloodbath. And I'm just so over. It's like, but I still, to your point, I feel the way you feel. And I'm like, oh, I need to offer something, which is, I think, honestly, just to give yourself a little grace. This is the business that you signed up to be in.
Exactly.
You know, like it's
I shouldn't be surprised, essentially.
Right.
Right. And, you know, when I see there's a handful of people that I still think I would consider are my friends. And that's
of course,
more than I could ever ask for, basically. Yeah. But it's just like, it's just an interesting observation to be like, this is exactly what we thought it was. You know, it's just the thing. So, I forgot. You're going to be in New York for that. Now that would be fun because you have no skin in the game. You know,
that's
Dodgers,
fun. Yeah.
Dodgers, Yankees. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like,
great.
My dad grew up as a Yankees fan, so like that. Like I would like to see them win for him, and I would like to see them win. I think whatever city I was in, I would want that team to win
because that'd be fun. So, you can be part of the city that's winning. So I have ties to the Dodgers because my grandfather was friends with Lasorda, and I played baseball at the same time as Mike Piazza. So
that's awesome.
He went to Phoenixville High School, and I went to a high school in that town called St. Pius X. So we played. I played against Piazza.
Crazy. That's sick.
Yeah, he was a year or two ahead of me, I think.
Still is.
But we're contemporaries. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But so like the Dodgers were always kind of like whatever. They don't play the Phillies most of the time. So like, whatever. Now that I live here, I like them less.
Of course, because you're around their fans. Yeah.
Yeah. And like going to the game is such a nightmare, as we discussed. But I don't really like the Yankees either. I just respect their their legacy, you know, the history, we still don't put our names on the uniform.
That is cool.
You know, all of that, the Seinfeld, George Costanza thing makes me happy. So it's gonna. I am excited to watch the World Series, but it is going to be very bad for a comedy show in that city.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes.
Unless you're having it like after the game's over, maybe.
No. Right, I'm going to start it right at 8:09
at the first pitch.
Right when the first pitch is thrown.
Only non-baseball fans will be in attendance.
Fine, bring him in.
So, what else you got going on? What other plans? Any big plans? Things going on? Things you want to plug?
Just dude, thanks so much again for having me on. This is so much fun always. Let's do it again soon. Just stand-up special is still
Daddy Longlegs.
Blake Wexler, Daddy Longlegs. I'm going to be doing a poorly attended show in Brooklyn this Saturday, the 26th, then Boston November 1st, and then Philly. If you're in Philly, come to the December 5th show at Helium. It's I'm headlining. It'll be an awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A really fun show.
I love it there.
It's the best.
Love that club. It is so fun.
It's great.
That is a good spot. They really dialed that place in. That'll be super cool. Let's see what else. There's this idea that I have that I want to talk to you about maybe in a couple weeks. Have you been doing any writing at all? Like
not as much.
Shows,
I've been putting
sketches.
I've been putting some pitches together. By the way, I might have to run to dinner in a few minutes. I hate to cut off.
Yeah, it's all good.
But no, not yet. But please, what do you have? I would love to see it.
I want to create something. And my son is an illustrator, and no way. He's like a really good cartoon artist. And I'll send you I'll send you the treatment, but I want to write the pilot for an animated show.
That's a great idea.
And I have the treatment all done, and he's working on the characters, and I want to pull it all together. But I'd really like you to be a part of it if you're into it.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Yeah, please send that to me.
I'll send that your way. And
yeah,
then,
please do.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I counted, and I think this is your 6th appearance on Piece of Chaos. So you are like, you get some sort of jacket, I think.
I got to get number 6. Yeah, I get a brown jacket. Yeah. I was trying to think of like a color.
A brown
No,
jacket.
I'm honored. I love doing it. It's like one of my favorite. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows to do.
Right on, man. No, it's good to see you, Blake, and I'm so psyched that things are working out in New York. I know it's going to be a good ride for you there, because you're a great comic, and once people
thanks, man,
know you're there, it's undeniable, I think, is the way it is. So you're like taking on a new city. You know, it'll be fun.
Thanks, man.
And since everybody left LA, I feel like New York is the spot again, almost. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it seems that way. It's I've been having a blast so far. I'll definitely keep you updated how the rest of it goes, for sure.
Yeah, right on, brother. All right, man. Thanks for being on the show again. I appreciate it.
Sick, dude. Of course. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Under my skin, I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made